All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first subject we want to talk about today is a little bit about your University of Utah football. So breaking news, if you're watching this live, it's going to be kind of breaking. This all went down today. Yeah, we want to talk about the fact that Cam Rising has officially announced his retiring from football due to medical reasons. He was forced into retirement due to medical reasons today. He officially announced it that he's hanging up the cleats, but he's picking up the whistle, my friend.
What?
Yeah, he has announced that he is now taking over the OC position at his former high school, Newbury Park.
Oh, I did not see that part of it.
Cam Rising is now an official offensive coordinator at his alma mater.
That's actually awesome. I actually love that. What I want to know is if he was injured so bad in the Baylor game that he was forced to medically retire, why did he play in another football game in the middle of the season?
Well, I think it has a lot to do. I think we could go into a whole lot of this, but basically I had my inklings, and it was further confirmed by some other insiders up on the Hill that by week 4 of the first time where Cam went out and there's that will he, won't he thing, that had a lot to do with the NIL situation, and they were just being kind to not only him but Brent Keefe about, they have an NIL deals in place and they don't want to throw that all up in the air by announcing that they're just done for the season.
Right.
So they're playing it close to the vest, just to be nice to the players.
Yeah,
right?
but he actually came out and played in a whole game and lost it for us.
But the point is that he didn't just have an ACL tear or an MCL tear. He also had a meniscus tear. And he had a bunch of other things that really jacked up his leg, And so it took him so long to come back that when he goes back in, and immediately gets hurt in the Baylor game and breaks his hand, that it was the re-injury to the leg later in the season. He's like, okay, I'm already dealing with a broken hand. Now I have a busted leg. Again, I re-aggravated the knee injury, and that's just basically it. It turns out it's actually the hand that is putting him out.
Right.
So, which is kind of unfortunate. I agree with you, man. I don't know why he did that. Honestly, though, it's probably for the best. If you can't play, I really think it was just he wanted to try so hard to compete and get back out there one more time for this team. I think is what really kind of did it. But
no, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just the ultimate competitor. I mean, that's what Kyle Whittingham said in every single interview. This dude wants to be out the field, battling, helping his team win. And he did a lot of it over his couple seasons or few seasons at Utah. So, I was at that game, and I'm kind of glad that I was, knowing that that's the last time we'll ever see him in a Utah uniform.
Yeah.
And, I wish him all the best, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that you fans out there should have nothing but admiration for the guy. He brought you to 2 P5 conference championships, something that nobody else in University of Utah jersey could say. Yeah. And I think he needs to be remembered that way. And I think that's super awesome that he's going to still be in the game, coaching at his alma mater. Who knows? We might see him on the sidelines here at University of Utah at some point down the road.
Yep.
Hopefully love to see it.
Always a chance. Absolutely.
Yeah. So congrats to him, man, and congrats on your future career there in coaching. All the best from us here at D-Day Sports Recap. I know you watch the show, Cam, so
we appreciate you.
Best of luck to you there. All right, so from former players for the University of Utah to current players of the University of Utah. So we just had an addition of Tobias Mayweather from Notre Dame. Coming into spring camp here, the biggest question mark for most of what this team had was going to be the wide receiving room. That was kind of already an issue, knowing that the group had its strongest and the teams had in over a decade last year. Yeah. And even with a little bit of average quarterback performance, this team could have performed much better last year than they did, because that was a good room last year that the team had.
Probably the best in recent history.
At least a decade, right?
Yeah.
So with all the departures, the Utes were not looking strong in the wide receiver room. So when we got this Tobias Mayweather from Notre Dame, what's your thoughts on the Utes snagging this 3-star recruit here?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really talented player. He's got a big body at 6'5". He did originally commit to Notre Dame, and then he actually entered the transfer portal and went to California. Didn't play much in California, and now he's transferring back to Utah. So
6'5", 195 pounds. Played 2 seasons in Notre Dame, 19 games, 6 starts, a total of 14 catches for 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's with Notre Dame. With Cal, he played in the last 5 games due to an injury that he has sustained in his leg. 11 he played in 5 games before 11 passes caught and 125 yards and 1 touchdown.
This is a huge pickup because this gives them a reliable option that's got Division I experience, that you can go out there, get the ball up in the air, and just give him a chance to come down with it.
Yeah.
You know, all of our wide receivers up to that point were relatively like unexperienced. I mean, Larry Simmons, you know, he was originally an Ole Miss commit. He just came in on the transfer portal, and then he went to, you know, he ended up going to Southern Miss. He's 6'1". He's kind of a speedier wide receiver, and you know, he's an option on the transfer portal. We got Otto Tia, who's the wide receiver transfer from Utah State. You know, he's a local guy. He went to Layton. You know, he went to high school in Layton. Big dude at 6'4", but he kind of struggled at the red and white game. He had a couple balls go off of his hands. Not a good showing. That's kind of the spot where you need to, you know, see some live action reps and come down with some balls. So, and then, you know, we do got Justin Stevenson, who played at Wyoming last year, another transfer in. He is another guy that I'm actually really excited about, but that gives us a couple really good options to help move this wide receiver room along. And we're going to need some targets, right? Like this whole offense is going to be spread out across the field. But if you can, again, zone in on any part of this offense, it doesn't work. So picking up big guys, fast guys that can catch the football is going to help this offense be successful this year.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. When it comes to this was a big signing because it helps keep the defense honest, to be honest. It's basically what I'm looking at. We have the incoming quarterback who has not had any P4 experience.
Devin Dampier,
yeah. Dampier's coming in. And while we're bringing in one of his favorite targets, again, same concept, not power 4 conference talent. So, you know, to help keep the defense, and anybody who thinks we're just going to be bombs away for this guy with this guy on the team, it's not going to happen. This Utah team is still going to be a pretty heavy run team, and being able to actually keep this defense honest by adding somebody who's got some talent and has some experience. His 2 years at Notre Dame was good, and I think the 5 games that he showed in for Cal was great at the end of the season. You know, and so I'm hoping that we're going to see more of that, and kind of, you know, again, like you mentioned, just have better chance of having better targets for Devin Dampier to reach to throw to. So
it's going to be important.
Yeah, going to be very, very important. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the draft. How, you know, I put on here on my notes here the lonely loner.
Yeah,
you know, for this guy. So yeah,
I love that note, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. A little play on words there.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about the only Ute player to actually be drafted this year?
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Lohner is obviously the basketball/football transfer that came from Baylor the year before. You know, he got in quite a few games for the Utes last year. You know, you saw him catch 3 or 4 touchdown passes, you know, make some good blocks. Kind of crazy that he did get drafted. I mean, it's not like he was a huge part of the offense. I think he had a chance to be a really big part of the offense if Cam Rising does stay healthy, because we all know the University of Utah utilizes their tight ends quite a bit in blocking and, you know, bump blocking, running off into the middle of the field, catching passes and running guys over. But with the scheme that we had, and obviously the quarterback sets that we had, he wasn't going to be used as much, but he did catch some big touchdowns that we needed. I mean, he caught a big one against BYU. So, I mean, yeah, he ends up getting picked up 241st overall in the 7th round.
Whoa. What's going on there?
Sounds like we're bumping, dude.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get copyright claimed on that one, huh?
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
But yeah, so I mean, he ends up he's the lone University of Utah player that gets drafted this year, which was very surprising. I mean, being that Junior Tafuna, Mekhi Bernard, Kareen Reed, Dorian Singer, all those guys were eligible for the draft this year, all had really solid careers at the U, and usually having a good solid career at the University of Utah will get you into the NFL. So a little bit surprising that, you know, this one guy on his 1-year stint here ends up getting picked up, but it's exciting. You know, we're glad because we beat BYU. They didn't have any players drafted. We win again.
Gotta love it. You gotta find that angle wherever you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
You absolutely got to find it for sure. No, man, I'm excited about it. Like I said, when this guy came in, when Lohner came in, it was all about like this basketball star who decided he wanted to play football, 1 more year of eligibility, right?
Yeah.
And to see the fact that he's going into the NFL and being the unlikely draft candidate was really kind of surprising. But again, it just kind of goes to show you that you should never specialize too young, too early.
Yeah. And don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah. You want to play basketball and football, you never know which way you're going to go, man. Go for both.
It's true. And I mean, the NBA draft is still here. He could still declare for the NBA draft, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So
probably not going to happen, but that's okay.
You don't think so? I think there's still a chance. He played for the Running Utes. Had a good season.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that he's probably just gonna stick with it.
Take the NFL contract he's already gotten.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's pretty cool that he got drafted there. Sad that we only had one. We're used to about 3 or 4.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to the offensive line, the defensive line. These guys.
Yeah, that was not the one that I thought was going to be drafted.
No,
Like-
I was surprised, but
Yeah.
good on him, man. Good on him. Yeah, we'll be following his career throughout the NFL. It'd be pretty fun. So the next thing we want to talk about, actually 3 subjects that were at the Utah football that we wanted to cover today. So
yeah,
it's always good.
love it.
A little bit of Utes talk today.
Yeah,
Super Bowl champion, Britain Covey.
Thank you.
Put some respect on that boy's name. Bless you. The Super Bowl champion, Britain Covey, has signed a
You just almost called him Brittany.
Sorry, Britain
Thank you.
Covey. Jeez, dude, this guy over here. Britain Covey, Super Bowl champ, signed a 1-year contract with the Los Angeles Rams. The deal was announced Monday, May 5th. Specifics on this term have yet to be fully disclosed by the team. He was previously playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, where he was brought on as an undrafted free agent in 2022.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on our boy Covey making it to the, playing for the Rams?
I don't really care where Britain Covey plays for. I mean, this is just obviously like a Ute favorite. This dude's loved by everybody from here to Spanish Fork. I mean, even all the BYU fans love Britain Covey. It doesn't matter what color jersey this guy wears. This is a great opportunity for him. He's going to have a good chance to catch some more passes rather than, because with the Eagles, he was primarily catching punt returns. He was in some of the receiving schemes, but you got to remember Britain Covey's only 5'11", so he's not a big guy. He obviously is.
It's probably being 5'11".
Very crafty. He's very quick, but So it's a good. I mean, to be able to catch balls from Matthew Stafford and the Rams will be a good addition for him. I think he was definitely looking for an opportunity to play on the West Coast because his family still lives here. All of his family still lives in Utah. His wife still lives here. So to get a chance to play on the West Coast makes it nice. And yeah, go Utes, man. I'm so excited for Britain Covey to get another contract.
I think it's awesome, man. With Dalton Kincaid making it to the playoffs last year and, Britain Covey winning a Super Bowl last year.
Yep.
It's a good year for Utes players in the NFL for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, special thanks to Britain Covey for your time here in Utah back in the day. And we're looking forward to following you and seeing you get a chance to catch some passes out there and out of just being a punt returner. So yeah, look forward to it, man. Should be fun. Good luck over there again with the Rams,
Yep.